morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening or watching from. You are welcome to today's mathematics lesson. And just as I have promised, this series will just be about set. We are going to treat everything that needs to be treated on set. Last time we met, we talked about the introduction, how the lesson is going to be, and also we explained some things about set. So, but now we're going to start set properly. So our lesson 2, we're going to learn how to define a set, examples of sets, and the set notations. That is just what you are going to be doing in this lesson. That means at the end of this lesson, you should be able to define sets, give examples, including real life examples of sets, and you should also know the basic set notations. Now, let's proceed. What is sets? What is a set? Now, a set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects or elements. Please note the word distinct. That means unique or something that binds them together. That is what we mean by what a set. So it must be distinct, not just anything can just come and form set. No, for them to be called a set, they must have what a distinct characteristics that binds them together. Of what? So of is a collection of objects, elements. Now examples of the elements here. Examples of the elements are what? We have numbers. Numbers can be what? They can also form sets. Letters. Letters can also form sets. People. People can also form sets. Group of people. They can form sets. Fruits can form set also. For example, numbers, I can say set of even numbers. This is a very good example of set. Set of all numbers is a very good example of set. Factors of 5, very good example of set. Then for letters, I can just say set of vowel numbers, or vowel letters rather. They are examples of what? Of set. Or I can say set of consonants in the English alphabet, the examples of sets. So let's proceed. Just as we are saying, set of vowels in the English alphabet, that's the A, E, I, O, U. This is a very good example of set. Set of even numbers, less than 10. So you know what an even number is. These are numbers that when divided by 2, there won't be any remainder. So 2, 4, 6, 8 is a very good example of a set. Then set of colors. Set of colors in the rainbow. In a rainbow. So you have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So now they are not just ordinary colors. What is binding them together? They are colors in the rainbow. So you cannot find pink here. You cannot find black here. These are also colors, but these are set of colors in the rainbow. So that makes them distinct from other colors. That is why they are qualified to be called sets. We go to the real life examples of set. Now in your classroom, you have register, right? That blue register that they used to call David Osita, present auntie or present uncle. So in that register, you will find what? You will find a list of all the students in that class. The list of all the students in that class. So those list of students form what you call the class roll of students or set of students in that class. Then a basket, a basket containing different fruits is a very good example of a set, because what is binding all those fruits together, they are inside that basket. So this makes them distinct from other fruits that are not inside the basket. So it is also a very good example of set. Now your bookshelf, the shelf of books, where you have your maths textbook, your English textbook, your chemistry textbook, your physics textbook, biology textbook, economics textbook, it is also an example of what? Of a set. Then the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is also an example, a very good example of sets. Set of days of the week. We have a lot of sets. We also have sets of Nigerian states, of course, where you have the Abia, Anambra, and so on and so forth. Very, very good examples of a set. We also have set of presidents in Nigeria, from the Nnamdi Azikiwe, have Goodluck Jonathan, Muhammadu Buhari, Tinubu, and so on. Once you bring all of them together and you put them together, you have what we call the set of Nigerian presidents. So we have a lot of sets. So you have been using sets, but you don't actually know. We also have sets of lawmakers. For example, we have the 10th Senate, the 9th Senate. So the 9th Senate now, every senator in the 9th Senate is what we call is an element of that set. And the 9th Senate as a whole form a set. Now we go to the next subtopic, which is set notations. There are some notations or symbols that we use to communicate set languages, because mathematics is not just a subject, it is also a kind of a language where they speak with what? With symbols and numbers. So the first notation that you need to know if you are going into sets is the what? The curly bracket. The curly bracket. How does it look like? It looks like this. What do we use it for? Now, elements of a set. Let's say this is set A, and inside this A, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you leave your numbers like this is not a set. This is just a list of numbers from 1 to 7. It's just ordinary list of numbers. However, when you bring it like this, you cover it with a curly bracket, we now have what we call a set of what? Numbers from 1 to 7, which is set A. We use capital letters to represent the title of the set, or the leading, like a topic, or just the leader of the set. This is what we use to represent it, the capital letter. You can say B, C, or whatever. So now, what again did you notice? If you notice, you will see that I also use what? A comma, a comma, a comma, a comma, not comma, a comma. We're not, we don't pray for comma here, but we need comma. So what is the use of this comma? It is used to separate one element from the other. One element from the other. Because if I don't use the comma here, what will happen? I am going to, let me show you what is going to happen. If I don't use a comma here, what will happen? Like this is now, I don't use the comma here, the comma rather. This is what is going to happen. I just write the 2 like that, if I write my 2 like this, now you will read it as what? As 12, 3, 4. So can you see it? But once I include this comma, I have what I call what? A separated element, which becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. That is the use of the comma. So the first thing you have to know is that for you to represent sets or to list the elements of a set, you need what? To enclose them in a curly bracket. Then secondly, you must separate each element with what? With a comma, not comma, comma. Then when it is not possible or is impracticable or it's going to waste time to list all the elements of a set. Let's say I want to list from 1 to 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, to save time, space, and energy, I can just use these 3 dots. These are dots, and what do we call them? We call them what? Ellipses. Then let's go, and then I want to go to 100. This is my 100. So like this, you use what? Ellipses. So anybody that sees this will know that there are elements inside here. And how will I know the elements? I will use this pattern. I will see that I will have 5, I will have 6, I will have 7, I will have 8, and so on and so forth. So that is it. So this is the first notation we are going to learn today. Then the second notation we are is the membership symbol. The membership symbol. Let's say I have a set V, and this V has the elements, that's the vowels of the English alphabet, which is A, E, I, O, U. Now, I want to tell somebody that A is an element or is a member or belongs to the vowel letters in the English alphabet. Instead of me to start writing it in long grammar, I will just use A, then this is the symbol, and then V. It means A is a member of what? Of set V. Or you can say, or A is, okay, or A belongs to what? V. So that means this symbol means what? Belongs to, or is a member of. Is a member of. Did you understand? Now, I also, in mathematics, you have to look at the things in 2 dimensions, what is and what is not. So what if I want to show that an element is not a member of a set? So still using the what? The set V. Do I have B here? You can see there is no B here. So I will just say B is not a member. This is how to write, is not a member of what? Of V. Did you get it? B is not a member of V. So B is not a member of V. So that is just how to show that an element is a member or is not a member. So this symbol means belongs to or is a member of, while this symbol means does not belong to or is not a member of. So this is where we are going to stop today. In our next class, we will continue from where we stop. Don't forget, I am still much available for online tutoring for secondary school and for undergraduate as well as for higher primary school. Thank you very much and see you in the next lesson. Thank you.